This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. It's all about this guitar today. This is one that you've probably seen hanging on the back wall there in recent videos. It is an indie guitar. Now, if you're not familiar with indie guitars, they were a kind of a budget-friendly but high-quality brand of guitars that were around in the 2000s, say between 2000 and 2010. I'm not sure if the company's still going now, but they did seem to be kind of everywhere and then absolutely nowhere. They just, they just dropped off the radar. And I did a video about this about 3 years ago called The Curious Case of Indie Guitars. And one of my students, a chap called Lee, saw the video, and when he turned up for his next lesson, he said, "I saw that video you did about indie guitars. You thought you might be interested in seeing this." And I very much was. I picked it up and had a little bit of a play of it, and Lee had got it like ridiculously cheap. He paid, I think, £80, I think he said he paid for it. So straight off the bat, I offered him 100, and he was kind of umming and ahhing. I said, "Okay, let's cut to the chase. I'll give you 150." And we shook hands, and the guitar was then mine. So I'll tell you what, I'll tell you all about this guitar, and we'll run through a few specs and talk about what kind of instrument it is and what it's like to play, right after we've heard what it sounds like in a mix. And as usual, there is a full tab for that piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and a jam track for you to play along with for yourself. All of that's up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional bits and pieces and goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down below in the description. Thank you so much, everyone. A little bit of housekeeping before we go any further. All the guitar tones you heard in that little clip there were courtesy of my Marshall DSL-1 combo. For the clean and sort of crunchy sounds, I was on the classic gain channel and just using the guitar's volume control to go between clean and a little bit dirty. And for the higher gain stuff, same amp, same EQ settings and everything, only difference was I was on the ultra gain channel for those tones, and that's basically it. So let's have a little bit of a look at some vital statistics for this guitar. You know, neck profile, weights and measures and nut width and all that sort of stuff. So if I just hit that button, yeah, that brings it up. We can see the 1st and 12th fret neck profiles there. We have a nut width of 43.5 millimeters and a weight of 3.22 kilos. DC resistance readings on the pickups. The bridge is 8.5k, the neck is 8.0k, and in the middle we get 4.15k. So, that's what I could tell you about this guitar. That I had very little information on this. It was a used guitar by a brand that doesn't really exist anymore. I don't think they even have a website. I wasn't able to find one. So information is a bit scarce on this. I basically didn't know what I'd bought. So I did a little bit of digging and I found a listing for this very model of guitar as a used guitar on the internet. Here's what I can tell you about what I found out. Okay, so this is all I've been able to find out about this guitar. It's listed as a used guitar on a Swiss dealer's website. Out of stock, because obviously they had one as a used guitar and then it got sold, and now they don't have it, but thankfully the listing was still up to provide me with a little bit of information. We can see that basically this model dates from 2008, and it is part of the Indie Guitars shape range of guitars. I've never seen this particular name associated with it, though, the Dude model. Never come across that before, but that's what it's listed as. Let's take a look at some close-up pictures. You can see that it's basically identical to the guitar that I own, apart from the pickups. Mine now sports a set of humbucker size P90s, but this one, if we just go to some close-ups of the pickups there, this looks very much like some sort of EMG type pickup, probably active and very well suited to higher gain sort of stuff. Taking a look at the specs or properties as they are listed here, we can see we've got a solid mahogany body with a spruce top, a one-piece mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard, die-cast tuners, top nut is graphite, tunematic and stop tailpiece. No information here about the pickups. It just says 2 humbucker pickups in black, and one volume, 1 tone, 3-way toggle, dual action truss rod, 22 frets and a 25-inch scale. And that's pretty much all I've been able to find out about the specifics of this guitar. So there you go. As I say, I think this guitar was originally, with the sort of blacked out hardware and what looked like originally sort of EMG look-alike, maybe even sound-alike pickups. This was possibly a guitar aimed more at the metal fraternity, but it's got these humbucker size P90s in it now, which, I mean, I don't know for certain, but they certainly look and sound a lot like Vanson P90s, which I've used in the past, and if that's the case, then these have Alnico 5 magnets, and we saw the pickup readings earlier, quite a sort of vintage sounding or vintage set of readings, and it's got a great vintage tone to it, to be honest with you. It's got that, like as I say, it's got that sort of ballsy but kind of wiry and twangy tone that typifies anything with P90s on. It's a great blues guitar, and I'm plugged into the Marshall at the moment, and as you'll hear, it cleans up beautifully well from the volume control. Let's just mute the vocal mic and hopefully you can hear what I'm doing here. Yeah, so you can see it's got that kind of vintage thing going on in spades. In terms of the feel and playability, this guitar is absolutely effortless. It's one of the things that made me make the offer to Lee to buy this guitar. Let's just have a look at the action at the 12th fret. You know, that's not even 1.5 millimeters. It's a shade over 1 millimeter, but you know, it's kind of below 1.5. It is absolutely silky smooth and buttery to play. You don't really kind of have to do much more than think what you're going to do, and the guitar just kind of goes with it. You know, it's a beautiful thing. In terms of feel, it's got the feel of maybe a top-end Epiphone or perhaps a PRS SE. It feels in that sort of quality bracket, if you like. And you know, for £150 that I paid for it, I'm absolutely over the moon with my purchase. Fantastic little guitar, and you know, keep an eye out on eBay and Reverb or wherever you kind of go browsing for used guitars for this indie brand of guitars. You can pick them up quite cheaply. I did, and perhaps you can as well. And they're a fantastic guitar, and they've got that little bit of individuality about them. You know, I like the fact that this isn't a copy of, you know, any other guitar. I mean, you could make comparisons to Music Man with a headstock, I suppose, but you know, it's not trying to pass itself off as something else. It has its own personality, and it's you know, a great instrument in its own right. So if that kind of thing appeals to you and you're fond of a bargain, as I say, keep an eye out wherever you go looking for second-hand guitars for one of these, and you will not, I promise you, be disappointed. So there you go, folks. That is the video for today. Just documenting my impulse buy, really. This lovely little indie shape guitar. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.